Welcome everyone. I'm Fiona Verhagen from Casey Rainbow Community. Glad you've joined us today, and I'm speaking with the lovely Evie MacDonald. How are you going, Evie?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
And you're joined with the lovely, is that Betty?
Yes, little Betty.
Betty's very comfortable there. Thanks for talking with me today. Really appreciate it.
No.
Now, you're fascinating. You're 15 years old, yet you wear many hats, model, actor, activist. What role do you enjoy the most, Evie?
Probably acting. I played Hannah Bradford on First Day.
How did you find that?
Honestly, that was such an amazing experience. It was like, I see it as it was probably my first big thing that I've ever done. It was very sentimental to me. So it kind of left a big stain in my heart.
Yeah. So was it close to what you'd experienced?
Kind of. It was a bit different. I came out at school very early on because, I wanted to own my story. I didn't really want anyone else to be able to take it from me. And there was a few people at my school that already knew who I was. And, being already out there in the social media and everything, it was just a short amount of time before something came out. And, as I said before, I wanted to be the one to be able to tell everyone.
So if someone says to you, who is Evie MacDonald? If they don't know you?
I'm just a normal everyday girl. I mean, yeah, I'm transgender, but I think, that doesn't change anything about who I am. I think, I'm an actress, I'm a sister, I'm a cousin, I'm a, how do I say it? Kind of just, I'm like everyone else.
Yeah, good. That's a perfect answer, I think. Just like everyone else. You were thrown into the limelight in 2018 for standing up against Scott Morrison with his comments about trans kids. You also came out to a national audience on the project. Now, Scott Morrison's comments, they obviously offended you greatly. What did you want to get across from that?
I feel like somebody like Scott Morrison, somebody so big, somebody that, rules our country and, he's the boss and all of that. I feel like he should be more careful on what he says because he doesn't realize that it might affect other people.
Yeah, that's true. It does have a ripple effect. And being on the project, speaking with Carrie Bickmore, how did you find that?
Well, my story is out there for everyone and everything. So it was something new, but it wasn't something that I haven't done before. I feel I was really lucky to be able to go and do something like that, especially just getting my story out for everyone to be able to help.
Yeah, I think it's really important that that people tell their story and just let everyone know we're regular people like everybody else.
Exactly.
So we're speaking today for Wear It Purple Day, which is a day to support and empower and celebrate all rainbow people. So what support have you had growing up?
Well, I was able to transition when I was, 9 years old. So for me, personally, I've been able to live who I was since before puberty. And I was very privileged to be able to have that. And I know a lot of other trans people, they weren't able to get that. So I think I've had more home support and school support too. My second school was very supportive. My first school wasn't so supportive, being that they were religious and they had their own beliefs. And, but, this hasn't really, it hasn't been bad for me. Honestly, I've had a pretty good round. I've had all my family and friends have always supported me. And I've never really had, problems around, living as myself with my family. I've always been really accepted.
That's great. Yeah, support's so important for
Yeah.
young people in any form. It's nice to have the supports there, and you're lucky if you've got mum and dad. So shout out to mum and dad. So
Yeah.
that's great. How do you think it can be improved from what you've seen?
I mean, like, acceptance and anti-bullying is a really big thing. I still get bullied on a daily basis at school, and, you know, changing, like, the still really rigid stereotypes about transgender and gender diverse people. You know, I feel like there's no one way to be transgender, and some people are still really nasty about their thoughts and about what it means to be trans and, you know, how I should live my life.
Yeah, it's a shame that bullying and things still happen. Do you think it's more to do with educating?
Yes, I really do believe. I mean, when I was in primary school, when I came out, majority of the students, they didn't really care. They couldn't give two shits. But the parents, once they go home, it's usually the parents that talk to them, and then they come back and they have a different mindset. So I feel like if people have the, you know, better education on what it is to be trans, and really we shouldn't be seen as just, you know, oh, there's a boy and a girl, but then there's a trans person, you know. We should just be counted in as equal people, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing more gender diversity in the media, which is fantastic. Who were your role models?
Well, honestly, like, I really like Andrea Pejic. I think some of you may know that. I've watched her for a while, but I also like this girl that I found on TikTok, AJ Clementine. She's really cool.
Okay.
She does really amazing videos, and she shows like a lot of support to other people. And she has, I think, really good. She, you know, breaks those stereotypes, and she also, you know, shows her way that she does things, and I think that's really important. But another really close person that I have is Grace Hyland. She's also, like, throughout social media and everything, and she's helped me through a lot, so I really do look up to her.
Oh, that's great. That's excellent. Yeah, it's good to have those role models that are out. Why do you think the representation of gender diversity matters? At least you do.
You know, like, just kids like me, you know, when I was growing up, I didn't actually see anything to do with being trans on social media or anything for that matter, you know. And just, you know, people like, and the kids and grown-ups and people like me deserve to be seeing people like us on TV and being represented. And I think when a cisgender person, you know, is playing a transgender role, it kind of just, you know, puts out to the audience that they're just a male person playing a trans role. You know, they're dressing up, and that shouldn't be brought into TV. You know, you wouldn't see a cis female playing a cis man in a TV show. That's never really been done. So I don't think that they should be putting, you know, cis people into trans roles, you know?
Showing more gender diversity is good.
Yeah.
What's it like growing up in the outer metro Melbourne, being trans?
Honestly, I lived in a very white community, so I think, like, to them, they lived in this kind of suburban bubble where nothing like that really ever happened. So there was not much diversity where I was born and where I grew up. But hopefully some of that changes and everything. But, you know, it did make some challenges. However, I was really lucky because my family and friends, as I said, were really supportive.
Right. Did you see a difference, like going into the city, you know, perhaps doing filming, being around people who had been educated or been around other people with gender diversities?
Yeah, I could definitely say so, you know. Like, I feel like when I used to go into the city a lot, I saw a lot more diversity than I normally did from where I would just hang around and grow up. Like, I feel like I saw a lot more different type of people and everything. I think it's really important that we educate it. It's more, and, you know, I think, I don't know how to put this. I think it just should be spread more. There should be more awareness.
So if people were more accepting of gender diversity, then perhaps it would be more spread around instead of being in particular places like the city and surrounding suburbs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So on the set of filming First Day, when was that done now? It was in...
About a year ago.
Okay. And it's just been picked up by the BBC?
Hmm.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It was very exciting. I remember when my mom told me, I was like, yay.
That's great. And I believe you've been picked up by a modelling agency in America?
I don't know much about that. I know like a little bit, but hopefully that goes somewhere, you know. That's something that I'm really passionate about.
Yeah. That sounds very exciting. So where do you see your future from here go?
I mean, hopefully, you know, I grow up, I go through my acting area and quite sure, you know, I just want to be, I don't know, I just hope that I have a happy life and that I'm accepted by those around me. I have good friends, good relationships.
Yeah, just do normal things that everybody else does.
Yeah.
That's great. Have you faced any hurdles other than just being a 15-year-old? Any extra hurdles when people don't know, they just see you as you? Any other hurdles?
Yeah, just normal high school drama. I mean, like, I feel like everyone's faced a bit of that.
Yeah, so you're just a normal teenager homeschooling at the moment and going through the traps that every other 15-year-old does.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
And is there any particular message that you'd love to get across for Wear It Purple Day?
yeah, so one thing that I'd really like to get across is that trans and non-binary people exist. We aren't going anywhere. We've existed since, you know, before you guys were born, before my grandparents were born, and they're going to exist in the future. So as long as you just accept that we're going to be here and that, you know, we aren't going anywhere, just, yeah, accepting that we exist in this world and that we are a part of a human diversity, you know, I think that will improve our lives in general and the outcomes and our chances to live our life at its fullest.
Beautiful. Excellent. I couldn't have said it better myself. By doing this interview, I think we're educating and enlightening people, and hopefully we make the world a little more accepting.
Yeah, well, one thing my parents have always said to me is that, you know, we can change people's hearts and opinions, but only by one conversation at a time. You know, that person, they'll go and spread it to their friend, and that's kind of how you get the word across.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thanks for having a chat with us today, Evie. Really appreciate it. And we love that you've brought little Betty on, who's slept through the whole interview. But thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated.
No worries. Thank you guys for having me.